Hi, my name's Kristian, and this is a story about God's provision in my life recently. So there was this course that I wanted to go on, and it was an outdoor education course based in Queenstown through a group called Pure Exploration. And so I thought, man, this is totally up my alley. It's something I want to do. I want to use it for a business. I want to use it for charity work. And I just remember thinking, I want to lift this up to God because the price tag on this thing was $20,000. And so I'm like, God, search my heart. Is this what you want me to do? And I didn't hear anything. I thought, well, I'm just going to start saving because it's what I want to do. So over the course of maybe 6 months, I'm saving up this money. And so it's about two months out from the deadline. And I've got about $7,000 saved up. And I'm thinking, this is not enough to be able to pay for this course I want to go on. So I decided I'm going to lift this up to God again. And so I go, God, what do you want me to do? God, I really want to go on this course. What do you want? And then I heard this overwhelming, you need to go and bless my people and go and spend your money on other people. And I thought, you're playing some sort of crack up joke on me, God. This doesn't make any sense. This is just, what the heck? And so I thought, but I heard it. And it wasn't necessarily this audible voice, but it was like this deep understanding through God's word and through my relationship I've built with him and through practicing to actually try and listen to what God has to say. And so I've been able to identify that was God's voice speaking to me. And also it's bizarre. I'm not going to think of that. And so I decide, all right, I heard it, so I'm going to do it. And so I'm thinking, what the heck am I doing? And I was in a pack and save line, and I think, all right, I'm just going to do it. And I end up turning to the person behind me. I say, hey, can I please pay for your groceries? And they're like, oh my goodness, what the heck? Did you just win the lottery? And I'm like, no. I end up paying for this woman's groceries. And then, a couple of days go by, I'm paying for some random people's lunch while we're out, paying for random gifts for people. And I try to do as much of this as anonymously as possible. I didn't actually want people to know that it was me doing it because I felt that this was something for me and God to know and for something for our relationship being tested. So I go throughout this about 6 weeks and I'm just spending all this money on people. I've got my mum calling me up every now and again going, hey, how's the saving going? I'm like, man, it's going great. And I've just spent about $2,000 that week on random people I don't know. And so throughout this time, I'm in a mixture of joy and laughter. When you get to a point where it's just so crazy what you're doing, you just can't help but laugh. So I'm past all this kind of anxiety or any sort of confusion around it, which definitely there was an element of that, but actually it became this thing that I really started to enjoy. I started enjoying spending my money on people. I enjoyed giving to people, looking for opportunities that I could give financially. So goes throughout these about 6 weeks, I'm getting just less and less money. And I get all the way down and I'm about $200 left. And I'm thinking, what the heck, man? What am I doing? So I'm sitting at work and my boss says, hey, can you please go grab the keys to my car, go to Bunnings and go grab a few things? I thought, yeah. So I hop in the car, it's this old car and it's on E. And then I had that same distinct sort of voice from the Lord suggesting, go pay for his fuel, fill up his tank. And I'm thinking, this is gonna be pretty much all the money that I have. This is the last bit. Yet, I'm this far in, so why would I stop now? I may as well commit completely and trust the Lord wholeheartedly. And so I fill up his car, I go to Bunnings, grab these things, come back. I don't tell him I filled up his car. And I'm sitting down on my lunch break and I get an email from the people in Queenstown saying that I'm actually a few days past what the deadline cutoff was to be able to actually pay for the whole course. They said, you've got about a day or two to come up with this $20,000 or you won't be on the course. And I'm sitting there and I'm praying in my head and I'm just going, God, what do you want me to do? Back to that first question, what do you want me to do? And then really audibly, I hear someone say, I want you to go on that course, I'm gonna pay for it. And I think, that's a lot more audible than I'm used to. And I turn around and my boss is looking over my shoulder and he tells me, I'm gonna pay for you to go on this course. And then right on the spot, at like the very last minute, he paid me 20 grand to go on this course to Queenstown. So I'm not 100% sure what actually prompted my boss to pay this 20 grand right on the spot. The only comment that he said is that he's seen me talk about this course for so long and talk about what I actually want to do with it, that he said, I can see it in your heart that this would actually be incredible for you and I want to be a part of that. And so I thought that's just so gracious and so kind. But I truly don't understand his motivation necessarily. I just trust that the Lord prompted him as much as I was prompted to do what I did. And it's just the most unreal and radical thing I've experienced, and it's just completely shifted the way that I live my life today. I live my life a lot more understanding that I actually trust the Lord wholeheartedly and really putting my money where my words are. So it's actually really just changed the way that I walk my faith. I walk my lifestyle with the Lord. It's completely changed in the way that I trust God so much more, and I also trust His voice way deeper now, and can really pick out when I sense the Lord is and the Holy Spirit's pushing me to do something. But what's been really cool is actually the shift has changed more of now, where I'm having less of God prompting me to do something, and actually I find myself wanting to do it anyway. And so it's been this cool kind of transformation where I don't necessarily have God's prompting to do something, but I actually know that God would love for me to do that because of the relationship we've built. And so as a result, it's just allowed me to really trust God in things that seem illogical to trust Him in. To be able to take steps of faith that seem really odd and not the normal way or traditional way of doing things. And as a result, it's completely changed my path on the way that I trust and walk out my faith with the Lord. It's been incredible.